Yo, yo, yo. What's good, everybody? Yo, we back, man. Sorry I'm late. Had some issues in the background, but all of that is resolved now, and um we're on air. So I'm gonna rap with y'all for a little bit. I know it's late. Did not mean to start the show this late, but you know, things happening. But we're here. We're on air now, and let's get into it, man. Let's get into it, man. Let's talk football. Let's talk basketball, baseball, whatever y'all want to talk, man. What up, JJ? What's good, man? What's good with you, man? Breezy, Coach. I see all y'all in the chat, man. Like I said, my fault. A little late getting things going, but we here, man. We here now, man, and I'm ready to talk some sports. I don't know about y'all, but if y'all with it, let's go, man. New York Giants, man, starting off the season, man, against the Dallas Cowboys. What we going to do, man? What are the Giants going to do? Can we get over this Cowboy jinx or whatever it is, as far as beating the Dallas Cowboys? It's been a while since the Giants beat the Cowboys, especially on an opening day game. What's up, Nimar? What's good with you, bro? I see you, man. What up? What up? What up, Wells? What's good, man? Appreciate y'all coming through. Like I said, sorry for the late start, but y'all come on in the building. Let's get it in. Let's talk some sports. Matter of fact, let me drop the link in the chat just because I'm late. If y'all want to pop on. But let's talk Giants. Let's talk NYC sports. We're going to go around the city.
I want the power, but I want the love and respect first. Said I want the power, but I want the love and respect first. Yeah, I want the power, but I want the love and respect first. Yeah, I want the power, the love and respect first.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, man. Let's get into a little around the city. What I like to call, man, around the city, man. So, New York Yankees. The Yankees have been doing terrible lately. They did sweep the Astros, shockingly. And some of their young kids or their young prospects have been coming along. Particularly Jason Dominguez. Dominguez has been called up. He's been doing pretty good for the New York Yankees. Hit a home run, his first home run against the Astros. So the Yankees do have some pretty good prospects, but what are they going to do? Are they going to tear this thing down? I doubt it, because Brian Cashman is not going to do that. But anyway, moving on to the Mets. The Mets too have some young prospects. Not gonna get real deep into it, man, but things are looking good as far as the farm systems are concerned for the Yankees and Mets. And with the Mets in particular, what are they gonna do with Pete Alonso? Pete Alonso trade rumors have been heating up. From what I'm hearing, the Mets are looking to move on from Pete Alonso. I think that would be a mistake. So Mets got to hang it in there, man. They got to hang it in there, man, and just pay the man. Pete Alonso, man, keep him around. I think he's a good player, personally. Not a Mets fan, but I do like Pete Alonso. Moving on, basketball, man. Knicks and the Nets. In the U.S. World Cup right now. Playing. I do see Mikal Bridges doing his thing, Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, those guys. Not too much news on the basketball right now. This is going to be primarily a football show, but we just wanted to go around the city real quick. And of course, we got the Jets. The Jets and Bills coming up next Monday. Monday night football, Jets and Bills. Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, two division rivals setting it off. I'm looking forward to that, man. And of course, Giants and Cowboys. This is where we want to hit home tonight, y'all. Giants versus Cowboys, Sunday night football. Who y'all got? Y'all can tell me in the chat if you want to. If not, feel free, man. Come on the show, man. Holla at your boy. But that's around the city, man. That's some of the news I've been hearing in the city, man. And of course, we got the college football getting rocking and rolling right now. Personally, me, I'm a North Carolina fan, so it was good to see North Carolina go up against South Carolina and knock off the Gamecocks. Pause. But yeah, Wells, I do want to do a fantasy league, man. I can definitely get one going, but y'all give me just a minute. All right, I'm back. Well says 21-17 G-Man. Yeah. 21-17. I'm feeling that score personally because I do think the Giants are going to win this game. It's about time, man. It's about time we beat the dang on Cowboys. Number says Giants are beating the Cowboys. My score prediction is Giants 35 and the Cowboys 23. Yeah, I could see it going that way. Particularly if, my key to the game is the Giants offensive line can hold up against the Cowboys defensive line. I do think it will be a blowout, personally. But it is a division game, and I'm not going to slight the Dallas Cowboys that much because they do have a pretty good defensive line, even though I think their defense is a little bit overrated personally, but that's my opinion. Let's set up a draft for tomorrow night. We can get 8 peeps for it. Yeah, I could do that, Wells, most definitely, man, because I'm in a league already, but I do play multiple leagues during the season, so definitely want to set up and Rodney won it last year. I was in it. I had a stack squad, but we did not bring home the chip. A little disappointed in my fantasy teams last year, but this year's a new year, and I got a different strategy, man. I got a different draft strategy as far as this year is concerned, man, with fantasy football, man. But yeah. Free leagues, no winnings, man. Yeah, absolutely, man. Free league, BBK only. Yup, I got you, bro. You know what I'm saying? We'll definitely set that up. I could put links in the chat, man. It doesn't take long to set up. I think I can probably renew my one from last year, actually, and just add or subtract different teams. But let's get into this NFL preview stuff right here because I want to go through all of the teams, and we can talk Giants, Cowboys, Jets, Bills. I think that Jets, Bills is an interesting matchup as well because, look, if the Jets go in there and knock out the Buffalo Bills, game one, the Bills, remember, have been on top of that AFC East for a few years now. They've been running that thing over there, since the Patriots dynasty fell. If they go in there and they knock out Buffalo, I think that's going to be a statement too. That's going to be just as big of a statement as the Giants knocking off the Cowboys. So y'all come in, y'all join the show. We talking Giants, Cowboys, and Jets versus Bills. Hey, you got Waller in the fourth. God damn. Wow. People really sleeping on this Giants team. I'm telling you. They are really, really sleeping on this New York Giants team. But, let's let's get into this, man. So we're gonna go around the league this time, man. Not just around the city, but around the league with the NFL, man. And we're gonna start from AFC East all the way to NFC East. So that's the order we're gonna do it in. And I'm gonna go with the AFC first. And let's do a little AFC East preview. Of course, that's got what's good, Raphael. What's good, man? What's popping, bro? Appreciate you coming through. Let's go with the AFC East first. And this AFC East, because the Jets are in the AFC East, obviously. Let's take a look at this. Because you do have the Dolphins, you do have the Patriots, and to me, this is the Bills division. Let's not get it twisted. This is Buffalo's division. Buffalo has put a team out there that has been a top 5 defensive team and offensive team the past few seasons. So when you're that good on both sides of the ball, regardless of who your quarterback or whoever is out there, you're going to win games. You're going to win games despite Josh Allen, what some people say is regressed, which I don't know if I necessarily see it that way. But you're the Buffalo Bills, man. You got to really turn it up now because the Jets and the Dolphins just got better. And the Patriots are one of those teams that can beat you on any given night. So you're Buffalo, you got to turn it up. You really do, man. And this Bills team, they have to close on defense. They got to close on defense. They've been in the playoffs a few times, and their defense has definitely let them down for the most part. Coach, what's good, man?
Yeah, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm good, man. Apologize for the delayed start, but we're going to touch on the city right now, but mostly this is going to be kind of an NFL preview show. That's kind of how I wanted to set it up. NFL season is upon us, and then I want you to dive into some college football after we get done with the NFL. Not much baseball news, not much basketball news going on. So let's just dive into it. NFL starting Thursday. But I want to start with the AFC East. Then we're going to go all the way to the NFC East.
Mm-hmm.
Well, says people when saying the Jets will finish last. Trash O-line. I don't see it that way. I actually have the Jets winning 11 games this year. That's my prediction for the Jets, and I do have the records for all the teams, and I will put that in the description or title box right now, or what I have for the AFC East. But while I do that, man, any thoughts on the AFC East, Coach?
I mean, it's going to be one of the toughest divisions out there. In comparison to the NFC East and the AFC North, I think those are the 3 toughest divisions in the NFL right now. So, what's up, Wells? What's up, Nimar? What's up, Raf? So, it's definitely going to be a battle. Can I see the Bills, the Dolphins and the Jets coming out on top of that division? Of course, because they all have the talent. But um, if, and that's a big if the Jets offensive line comes together, then I think it's going to be hard for the other two um, to come out over the Jets. Um, Maybe I'm being a little bit too delusional, but that Jets defense, we all know it's elite, and for everything that we say about Aaron Rodgers, he's still one of the top quarterbacks in the league. He does have playmakers over there. You do have a good running back set. They do have good tight ends over there. So offensively, they have what it takes. The only issue is the offensive line. And if they had one of the elite offensive lines, we'd be penciling them in for possible um, competition with the Chiefs and the Bengals. So that's really what it boils down to them. But if you go through the Jets defense, we all know, and that's what I think they're going to rely on, especially in the beginning. That defense is going to have to play at an elite level until the offense gets caught up to them. So, that's pretty much how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Coach. But the sneaky team here is the Patriots. And I do have the Patriots at 6-11. Y'all see the predictions that I have up here right now. I do have Buffalo 13-4, Jets 11-6, Miami 10-7. And we are going with that narrative that this is a tough division. And the Pats are 6-11. I could easily see the Pats winning, the Patriots, that is, winning 8-9 games, in this division. But as I stack it up right now, this is kind of the order I have it in. I think Miami's situation is highly based on their performance from the quarterback position, because they do have the defense and the offense to keep up with the Jets and the Bills and, the rest of the AFC. To be honest with you, you talked about the Jets defense. I talked about Buffalo being good on both sides of the ball as far as their offense and defense being top 5 the past few seasons. And of course, New England also, with a stout defense over there. Offensively, they're not as talented, I will say, as the other 3 teams, but they can get it done on the defensive end, in my opinion. So, and if they get the running game going, they could be a dangerous team as well, especially with Bill Belichick and that coaching staff. So this is kind of how I see it stacking up in the AFC East. But Coach, do you have any discrepancies as far as what I got up on the screen right there, as far as the records are concerned?
The Bills and the Jets are both going to be 12-5, and Miami's going to be 11-6. And the Patriots, I do think that's about right, because the biggest thing is, yes, they have a good defense and their offense is questionable. And towards the end of the season, I'm concerned they're going to wear down, and that's where they're going to get some of those bulk losses towards the back end of the season if their offense isn't on par and isn't clicking. Now, if Bill O'Brien can get that offense going, then I could actually see them winning 8-9 games, like you said initially. So,
yeah, most definitely. But we're gonna get into the AFC North here. But y'all hit that like button, man. Hit that subscribe button. Definitely trying to build this channel up, trying to build up Coach's channel as well. Coach Edd's Amazing World of Sports. So y'all go subscribe to Coach Edd. Y'all subscribe to Unpopular Opinion Sports. I do have some videos coming out this week that I've been working on in the background. Got a little couple unpopular opinions, if you may say that. But we're going to get into the AFC real quick. But any thoughts on what's your initial thoughts on the landscape of college football? I know we kind of save college football for the end, but I do want to get into some college football while we mix in this NFL talk, because I know a lot of people looking at college and looking at the quarterbacks and all these nice prospects, as they may say. But what's your initial thoughts on the first weekend of college football, Coach?
Surprise, 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 as Jim Neighbors used to say from Gomer Pyle back in the day. Let's be real. Most people did not the game of the weekend, Colorado and TCU. Most people did not see Colorado coming on top. They just wanted to see if Colorado could
Mm-hmm.
compete. You would not have expected Shadur Sanders to pass for over 500 yards, and then Travis to play the way he did on both sides of the ball at an elite
Wow.
level.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's the amazing thing. But when you have Coach Prime, when you have Deion Sanders behind you, he's going to help you get up there because he has that charisma, he has that persona, and he has a way of making you elevate your play. And then he has such great support behind him in
Mm-hmm.
terms of from former NFL players in Colorado and in certain communities. A lot of other coaches don't want to see him succeed because of what he did in the transfer portal. But hey, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
That's the price of doing business. And you coaches, you top level coaches or even mid level coaches, you get an opportunity financially, and you're going to bounce and go wherever you got to go because and rightfully so. You're going to feed your family and do what's best for you. Well, you know what? That's what these kids are saying because they see Coach Prime is going to get them ready at minimum to go and try out for the NFL. Maybe half of his squad or maybe a good third of his squad. But what he's also doing is molding young men to be productive members of
Mm-hmm.
society in the future. And that's what's most important to me. So that's one of the things. And then I'm going to be honest, yesterday, Duke, the way
Duke football, yeah.
they took it. I did not think they were going to beat Clemson, and then to win 28-7. Now Clemson, they shot their own. They shot their own selves.
Yeah.
They made a lot of
Fumbles,
mistakes. You
mistakes,
know,
yeah.
missed opportunities. When you're in the red zone, you had it. You could have scored. So, but still, Duke. You can't say Duke is a bottom feeder anymore. You have to respect them as an as a football program. And then Florida
Mm-hmm.
State. Man, first of all, Brian Kelly, he is who I thought he is and have always said he is. You saw who he is. America saw who he is. This is how he was when he was at Notre Dame. A lot of Golden Domer fans were so happy to see him go because look at what Notre Dame is doing under Marcus Freeman. They're building up to play at a top elite level. Now he
Mm-hmm.
goes down to LSU. They wanted to get rid of Ed Ogeron. Okay. And then you bring him in, and you know what? You got a little fool's gold last year because I wonder if this is the true LSU that you're going to see throughout the year. Are they going to be maybe a little bit over 500, maybe 8-4, instead of competing with Georgia and Alabama for tops in the SEC? But and then FSU, Travis, that quarterback is definitely nice. Now he made some bad throws early in the game, but as he
Mm-hmm.
got into his rhythm and Florida State got into that rhythm, man, they took off. So now again, I mean, it's the first week. Things can change. I understand, but this is the beauty. This is the thing that I love about college football, and it's just so much energy. I mean, so many great games. Texas State going down into Baylor and beating Baylor
Mm-hmm.
at home. I mean, so and overall the Big 12 did not have a good weekend. The Big 10 didn't dominate the way I would have wanted them to. Specifically Ohio State Michigan, I give Michigan a pass for two reasons. They did not have their offensive coordinator, and they did not have their head coach for their serving suspension. So, and they still won. They still scored 30 points and only gave a 3 points. So, I'm like, okay, that I can get, and that's fine. And then going forward, I'm expecting them to ramp it up. And in the
What's good,
Pac-12,
Alex? I see y'all,
what's up,
man. What's good,
Alex?
Alex, man? What's up? Um, what about the ACC? See, I'm an ACC guy, coach.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
saying? And you
North
had
Carolina.
Duke win, North
North
Carolina
Carolina.
win, and
Mm-hmm.
what about Florida State? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, those are three teams right there that should definitely be in the upper half of the top. Maybe not Duke, but Carolina definitely, and Florida State should be in the upper half of the
Oh yes, yes,
of the
yes.
polls.
They should be in. The polls actually came out, and I'll tell you right now. Hold
Oh
on
yeah,
one
what you got?
sec.
What you got?
Hold on one second.
Clemson, great
In
game.
the
Daniel
AP,
Jones
let me
went to
see.
Leonard Riley. I didn't know that. Remember, that's
Yeah,
a good nugget there.
Florida State came in at number 4, actually over Ohio State.
Mm.
Notre Dame is in at number 10,
Mm-hmm.
and North Carolina is at 17. Duke is at 21. And
Mm.
Clemson dropped down to 25. They dropped 16 spots down to 25.
Mm.
So, and that's in the AP. That's the big one. In the coaches poll,
Mm-hmm.
Florida State is 5. Notre Dame is 11. North Carolina is 16. Clemson
Mm.
is 21. Duke is 24. So, I mean, you see, they're pretty much close.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a 3, 4 spots of difference, but they're pretty close in most respects. So it's just they usually it comes out after usually they come out on a Monday morning, but because of the holiday, that's why. And yesterday's game, that's why it came out today. And one last thing, the Pac-12, Pac-12 played some ball this opening weekend. They're going
Mm-hmm.
out with a bang. Those quarterbacks out there. Shador Sanders, remember he's in the Pac-12. But Caleb Williams, Bo Nix,
Mm-hmm.
Penix Jr., even Uwe, um, I can't say his name, who left Clemson and went to Oregon State. He
Yeah.
lit it up on against San Diego State, who USC had played the week before. So they're playing and they're going out with a bang. And all I can say is they're getting themselves ready for their move to their respective conferences, the Big Ten and the Big 12. I'm not gonna. I mean, I know they're going to be future ACC schools in Cal and Stanford. I think Cal won too. I think. Let me double check Cal because they're going to the ACC. I think. Hold on a second. College.
Yeah. Shout out to Carolina though, man. We're gonna see about Drake May. We're gonna see. There's been a couple quarterbacks coming out of Carolina here.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the past, you had Mitch Trubisky, of course. Sam
Mm-hmm.
Howell, and now you got Drake May. So Carolina is definitely, man, the school right now. I feel like, man,
Actually.
if you trying to be a quarterback, that might be one of the schools you might be looking at. Because they've been definitely
Ooh.
putting out the QB prospects out there as of late. You know what I'm
Cal
saying? And
won.
of course,
Cal won
with
58.
Daniel Jones and now this kid Leonard Riley. So interesting that
Mhm.
it's the ACC and not the SEC. That's been pumping out the quarterback play as of late here in college, man. But definitely, coach, man, we still going to tap into that. We're going to get into that later. It's going to be kind of a condensed show because I'm a little bit late, obviously, a lot late. But let's get into the AFC North. This is how I got the AFC North shaken out. I do have Cincinnati now. The one thing about this division, if Deshaun Watson can return back to form, this Cleveland Browns team can definitely compete with the other teams in this division. I feel like, and in the AFC, they do have a solid roster on both sides of the ball. That as far as I know, they still got one of, if not one of the best pass rushers in Myles Garrett. They got one
Mm-hmm.
of, if not the best running back in Nick Chubb. And Deshaun Watson coming off being considered a top 5 QB just a few seasons ago. So this is a team that can surprise. I got Pittsburgh at 9-8 because they always compete. It don't matter what you give Mike Tomlin, he's going to put out a product that's respectable. And that coaching staff, man, you know what I'm saying? And they also have one elite pass rusher in Mr. TJ Watt. So Baltimore is interesting because, they got OBJ. Baltimore is the flashy team, I feel like. Baltimore and Cincinnati, they got the weapons, Baltimore with now Zay Flowers. Of course, they got Mark Andrews, Lamar Jackson. Cincinnati with Chase, Higgins, Boyd, Mixon, Burrow. So, this division, as you said, Coach, definitely stacks up as one of the better divisions in football as well. So what's your take on the AFC North, Coach? Wells, appreciate you coming through, man. Appreciate you. And yeah, the fantasy league definitely want to be trying to fire that up here soon before week 1. Just a few days away, y'all. Just a few days
2 days
away, man.
away. 2 days away,
Yeah.
Thursday.
Can you believe it?
Uh,
Football already. But coach, what's
all
your
right.
what's your take on the
Here,
AFC
here,
North, man? We're
here,
gonna go
here's
through
the
these
thing.
divisions. Mhm.
Um, I see where you're going with those records, and yeah, it's understandable. Pittsburgh, I think, is the sneaky one. I can see Pittsburgh actually at 10 wins. Cleveland, like you said, it's all about Deshaun Watson. If we get Deshaun Watson at Houston when he was at his peak,
Mhm.
Cleveland to me was going to be competing with Cincinnati for. I really believe they're going to be competing with Cincinnati for the division. Um, th-
Mm.
that you hit it. I mean, don't forget you have Omar Cooper at wide receiver. So I
Mhm.
mean, they do have some. They have what you call it, tight end. So they have players, and they're bitter rivals with all the teams in their division. So yeah, but if Watson is still trying to regroup, yeah, 7-10 is about right. So I mean, you're about right with everything there. Baltimore, 11-6, 12-5 is about right. Cincinnati, they, yeah, 13-4. I'm just leave it at 13-4 because I could see them and Kansas City actually at 15 wins. To be honest with you.
Mm. Yeah, I could definitely see that too, Coach. But man, Joe Burrow, man, he kind of gets you nervous sometimes, man, with these injuries. Of course, all quarterbacks do, but he's coming back, and I guess they're gonna roll him out there week 1. With Baltimore, of course, it's about Lamar Jackson, OBJ,
Mhm.
and that offense. If they can get that going, and I did this to be clear. I actually did this going through the schedule, so I actually picked the games for each week. Just based off my assumptions. So kind of hard to predict a record for all the teams because I'm mostly tapped into the Giants and to a degree the Jets. But definitely this is how I see it. You know what I'm saying? So if any of you AFC North fans wanna come on the show, wanna come on the Heart of the City, man, definitely hit that link, pull up, join the show, and tell me why you think I'm wrong or why you think I'm right. And y'all can do that in the chat as well. Um, Tom A says we can finally run the ball in shotgun sets. Absolutely, man. The Giants, I don't think the Giants are getting away from that running game. I think I think they're just going to use the pass to set up the run, basically, because they weren't able to do that before. They had to just everybody was just loading the box geared to stop DJ and Saquon. But we're gonna get into the Giants. Saving the Giants for last on purpose. But AFC South, I got the Jags at 11-6. Now I went back and forth with this with the Jags and Tennessee because I do think Tennessee is kind of getting a little bit of disrespect here. They got a decent team, both sides of the ball. Of course, Tannehill. We're gonna have to see with Tannehill what they, because there are rumors about Malik Willis and rumors about the other quarterback that they drafted. Who else? Who was it they drafted? Coach, help me out here. The Titans quarterback.
Whatchamacallit from Kentucky.
Will
Levis.
Levis. So so we're gonna have to see, man. But defensively, man, they still got Simmons over there, Landry. So they're pretty good. They added DeAndre Hopkins. I think that gives them a good threat on the outside. So with Derrick Henry, I think this team is gonna win some games. They're gonna be in the mix. I got them at 10-7. Colts, yeah, they catching up. Houston, they catching up too. Although I could see the Texans having a little bit better record than 3-14. And shout out to Coach Dante. If Coach Dante joins the show later, I may ask him about his opinion on his Houston Texans. But I do think the Texans are going to be a few years away from really competing in this division. I think what Jacksonville has done on both sides of the ball, having the better quarterback play in the division as of right now. We don't know what Anthony Richardson is going to be. We don't know what CJ Stroud's going to be. So that's just a wait and see approach. But I'm turning it over to you again, Coach. What is your thoughts on the AFC South? Do you have it like this? Do you have the Jags winning it, or do you have somebody else?
Right now, to be honest with you, I think the Jags are going 5-1 in their division. So if you're saying
that's what I had them in the division too. Let me look at my.
So you're saying they're 6-6 outside their division.
Yeah, I had them 5-1 in the division. I got them and Tennessee actually 5-1 in their division, and I think I had them splitting their games and beating the other two teams, sweeping the other two teams.
Who's their cross conference and division? In the NFC, who are they playing? What conference division are they playing in the NFC? And in the other division in the AFC, who are they playing?
Jags. It looks like they're playing. Let me look at the Jags. Jacksonville's schedule. Okay, I got it here. So it looks like they're playing the North. They're playing the North.
AFC
and they're
North.
Playing the NFC South. So yeah, that's why I had them winning a bunch of games, playing the South against the Saints, the Panthers, and the Bucks and the Falcons. So I think it sets up pretty well for them.
They're going to win 12 games. The Tennessee is about right. I actually think the Colts are going to win 3 games, and I think Houston, because I think defensively they're going to be able to take on the persona of DeMarco
the Texans,
Ryans. Yeah. So and their defense is going to keep them at least in some games. Will they wear down? Yes, until the offense comes around. Don't forget they have Will Anderson. Will Anderson.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be a problem, defensively. So I mean, they have other key pieces. You can't forget about what's called Petrie, the safety. So I think defensively they can they can win 4 to 5 games, over the season. Well, like I said, I think the Colts, they're just in too much disarray. Also, yes, they have talent,
Yeah,
but I mean, with the Jonathan Taylor and Anthony
yeah.
Richardson, while he does have great skill, he's still learning to play the position of quarterback. So, what about turnovers? His accuracy. I mean, preseason is one thing, but when you get to the real heat of the moment, that's why I think
Hmm.
3 wins is probably about right. And I think that might be, maybe 4 wins might be the ceiling for them, but 2 to 3 wins. Sorry, Coach Dante, that's just how I see it, man. So, and then just like you said, you're playing the AFC North too. So I can't see them winning the game there. And yeah, I mean, maybe they split with Houston, but I can easily see them losing all 6 of their games in division.
Hmm.
So I mean, the Colts, they I'm sorry, not 3 wins for the Houston. I'm sorry, the Colts. The Houston, like I said, I could see them winning about 5 games. So, you know,
Yeah, I could
maybe
see it
pushing
too. I
6.
could see it flipped, basically, with the records with the Colts and the Texans. I could definitely see that. I just think when I was going through the schedule, it just looked
Mhm.
like the Texans were they were a little bit up against it. Like every game, I'm like, but that's a team that can sneak up on you.
And
And
that's the one thing. When you play defense, that's going to keep you in the game. And if I'm not mistaken, they have what you call as a running back too. From Florida, Pat will tell you. What's his name?
I think I know you're talking about.
Yeah. So I mean, they're going to be developing. So but that's how I see it.
Yeah, most definitely. Tommy says Texans are definitely winning more than 5 games. I yeah, I gotta see it. I gotta see it. I think the Texans won only 4 games or 3 games. Yeah, I could see them winning 5 games. Um, I could definitely see this flipped. I think I had them both 1-5 in their division. So if they pick up another division game, and pick up a game here or there, I could see them winning uh more than that. But I definitely think it's going to be a battle between the Jags and Tennessee as far as this division is concerned. So now we're going to go over to the AFC West real quick. Kansas City 13-4, Chargers 11-6, Broncos 9-8, and Vegas 3-14. Yes,
That's about
Vegas is
right.
going to stink. I do not
Hmm.
believe in this team. I told people last season that the Las Vegas Raiders were overrated. Sorry, Raphael. I don't have a lot of faith in the coach. I don't have a faith in the quarterback that he's going to stay healthy on the field or be effective, and that's Jimmy Garoppolo. I think they still have a lot of holes on that Patrick Graham defense. So I'm definitely not seeing the Raiders being real competitive in this division. The Chargers, look, if y'all know me and y'all follow me, um, on YouTube and Twitter, you know I'm not a big Justin Herbert fan, but he's gonna win you regular season games. My knock on him, and much like the Dallas Cowboys, is the Chargers always seem to choke when it comes to the playoffs, and I don't see them. I see them making the playoffs, but I don't see them really doing anything when they get there. And last year they didn't even make it. They choked that opportunity away. So the Chargers have got to prove to me that they're going to be legit Super Bowl contenders. You good, Coach?
Oh yeah, it's just something that on Twitter, but I don't know how credible this source is. It's saying that Joe Burrow is expected to finalize a long-term deal with Cincinnati, making him the highest player in the NFL. In that the Burrow's camp is pushing for injury protections and a few smaller details, and the deal is being negotiated by Burrow's agent. So it's on ML football.
Wow.
So I just don't know how, and this was posted 16 minutes ago, so that's why I just don't know how legitimate it is. But I mean, he does have a lot of other stuff on there that he seems like he's accurate with.
Mm.
But we'll see. I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish what you're doing. That's why I made that face because it I was like, is
Oh
this
yeah.
legitimate? Is this a troll or is this legitimate? So
um, but back to the AFC West.
mm-hmm.
This is kind of how I see it going down, Coach. Do you have any thoughts on the AFC West? Because like I said, I think the Chargers are going to be a good regular season team. I just think they always fold when they get into the playoffs, man. They're
the
like
only the
Dallas.
only the only question I would have is Denver and with Russell Wilson. I mean, if is he going to improve or is he going to continue to regress? Because if he continues to regress, then they're definitely going to be worse than they might end up with 7 or 6 wins.
I could see that too. I just think Denver is so talented on both sides of the ball. They do have talent
Yeah,
on
that's
both
true.
sides of the
That's
ball.
true. That's
And
true. That's true.
I just think if Sean Payton can get minimal results from Russell Wilson,
Yeah,
because
true.
last year he was bad. You know what I'm saying? If he can go back to just being regular, you know what I mean, and not how he was in his Super Bowl days, but I think they'll be in the mix for a playoff spot. I do not have them getting in the playoffs. They just miss out, but I think they'll be in the mix. They'll be there, towards the end of the season, in my opinion.
Okay. Okay.
But now let's go to the NFC West. Yeah, I wanted to put 0-17 for Arizona. I think they're tanking. They I mean, they've damn near gutted their roster almost. I mean, they don't have a lot going on in Arizona. Kyler Murray being hurt, your QB. I just don't see. Now, they may pick up another win or two in the division, maybe against Seattle or the Rams. I don't think they're beating San Francisco, whoever they put out there, quarterback. Um, yeah, I just. And as far as San Francisco, let me touch on the 49ers real quick. And I actually got something coming out about this. Y'all stay tuned for that. Unpopular opinion. Probably gonna put it out tomorrow sometime. San Francisco, a lot of people crowning the 49ers. You have Brock Purdy as your QB. Yes, their defense is good. Yes. Nick Bosa is great, and Debo Samuel is great, and Kittles is great. Yada yada yada. Ayuk, whoever. The 49ers will be in the playoffs. They'll be in the mix. What they won't do is win a Super Bowl with the quarterback that they have, in my opinion. They couldn't do it with Alex Smith. They couldn't do it with Colin Kaepernick. They couldn't do it with Jimmy Garoppolo. And now you're asking a seventh round, last pick of the seventh round, Brock Purdy, to me, unless he's Tom Brady, and I ain't the biggest Tom Brady fan either, but unless he's Tom Brady, I don't see how he's going to get you over the hump.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's a lot of what's going on with the 49ers. And you also have the contract situation, which I think they'll end up figuring that out. But the 49ers have missed on some draft picks. They're not the perfect team that everybody wants to paint them out to be. And I think they can be had, obviously, and I don't see them being in this. They could be in the Super Bowl. They could be, but I just don't think that Brock Purdy is going to be the quarterback now. They got rid of Trey Lance, and they trying to so hard to sweep this under the rug, trade him to the Dallas Cowboys of all teams. You're trying to sweep this under the rug like you guys didn't make a mistake there. The perfect 49ers. Like you guys didn't make a mistake missing on a QB like that. You know why? Because they're chasing the quarterback position, coach. And they've been chasing that quarterback position ever since Steve Young left, and they have not gotten it right, and they have not won a Super Bowl since. So, to me, yes, the 49ers are going to be a good team. Yes, they will be in the playoffs. They'll probably be in the NFC Championship game, but I'm not buying the Brock Purdy hype as far as Brock Purdy getting this team over the hump and getting this team in the Super Bowl and having everybody in Giants land and all these other fan bases scared of the big bad 49ers. I ain't scared of them dudes. Every time we do win a Super Bowl, usually we got to go through San Francisco. So what makes this year any dang on different? But go ahead. That's my rant on the 49ers because I just get so sick of the 49ers, the Eagles. Like these are juggernauts. These teams can be beat, man. So go ahead, Coach. What's your thoughts on the NFC West?
The key is the Rams. I could actually see the Rams winning 3 games.
Oh wow!
But,
even with McVay and Stafford and
Yep. Because what else do they have?
Not much.
And that's the thing. I mean, and will Stafford make it through the season? So, I mean, I'm not wishing injury on the man, but, I'm just looking and, I might be just a little bit too much. I really haven't dived into him. So, I mean, I do have the concern. I mean, I think the Rams, the Cardinals are probably going to be the 2 worst teams in the NFL. And that's why it's like it's kind of hard. And the Raiders are right there too. I'm sorry, I can't forget the
Raiders are bad. Yeah, I think the Colts
so
gonna be bad too.
Yeah, and the Colts. Yeah, so I mean, again, it's the Rams are right there. So I mean, as far as the 49ers, yeah, that's fine. Seattle, yeah, that's fine. Arizona, that's fine. So, but yeah, that's about it. And I'll wait to announce this once you get to the Giants. So
what's good, Tommy? Tommy says Moore will elevate the play with his play calling for Herbert. I could see that. Herbert will have Moore looking like a genius with whack that couldn't do. About to get out on his head about these G-men in a couple days. Yeah, man. Truth, it wasn't for the back. Trident block. She was number 1 Purdy was winning the Super Bowl without experience. I'm not buying Brock Purdy. I really not. 49 is really annoying, like 49ers for life. No, we beat the 49ers week 3. I think we have a real good chance to do that, Neymar. I really do. But we're going to have to get past the Cowboys and whoever Arizona puts out there on the field. Rams tanking for Caleb. Yeah, man. That could be true, man. But I think they got competition. You see Arizona squad? Arizona is really
sorry. I love y'all, but no team tanks. No team tanks.
I think Arizona's taking, Coach. I really do.
No.
I think
no.
I think they're trying to. Yeah, they're trying to.
No, they don't. They're not trying to. They're putting out a bad product, yes.
Yeah.
But they're not tanking because
what would be tanking though? Wouldn't tanking be putting out when you could put out a good product?
Purposefully losing.
Putting out a shitty team.
No.
Because you can't purposefully lose because that's illegal.
That's tanking.
So yeah, now but you can't putting out a bad product is the same thing.
Well, you can make the argument. What are they doing? Are they playing? Get a lot of young kids and younger players? Because now you're talking about developing. There's a difference between you putting out a young product and you're developing.
I don't think you're developing when you did paid your quarterback all that money, Coach.
Well, I mean, Josh Dobbs, I get it, but he's probably not going to start. I get it. Look, I understand the thinking. I think they're putting out a bad product. Yes. I do not think they are purposefully tanking, because if anyone proves it, remember what happened to the Dolphins. So if you're tanking, guess what's going to happen? You're going to lose your number 1 overall draft pick. So that's for me, that's a dicey word to say. And also, there's the other thing on the flip side. The players and the coaches are not trying to lose, because, if you don't forget, they're playing for their livelihood. They're coaching for their livelihood. So when fans say they're tanking, that means you're trying to purposefully lose, and that is farthest from the truth. So
how you see it?
It's a bad argument.
How you see it going, Coach? This division?
No, your record. You
got the San Francisco winning. What about Seattle? We didn't really touch on Seattle real quick.
Seattle.
Do you think the Geno Smith year was a fluke?
That's the whole thing, man. It's the whole thing. He has talent around him. He does have talent around him, so he has to produce. If he plays the same way he played last year, 11 wins is about right. 10, 11 wins is about right. I mean, their defense is going to, I know they have pieces now, but you still have to get together and you have to produce. So, could they end up with 12 wins? Sure. But, 11 wins is about right. 10, 11 wins is about right with them.
Yeah, I could definitely see. I could see the Seahawks going either way. I could see them having an off season, or I could definitely see them possibly winning this division. I think it can go either way. Let's get the NFC South out the way, because I don't really know what to make of this dang on division right here. I got the Saints winning it. I mean, I think this is going to be the division that teams are going. Actually, they're going to get they're going to take advantage of. You know what I'm saying? They're going to get some easy wins. They're going to pick up some victories. I'm not going to say easy, but I think they can. This division is definitely a division where it clearly looks like at least three of the 4 teams are rebuilding, and the Saints, with a new quarterback now and Derek Carr, who everybody wanted for the Giants, but it doesn't inspire me either. So, but by default, I think the Saints have the better defense in the division, and they got the better pieces on offense as a unit. Better QB play, at least average QB play, should get them this division. The Falcons, I think, could be a sneaky team, man. If Robinson and they get that offensive running game going, like they were last year, and Desmond Ridder can play at least keep away, as far as not keeping the ball out of the defense's hands and not turning the ball over. I think, if they can play kind of a game manager sort of style, I do believe the Falcons may be able to pick up a couple wins and even challenge the Saints for this division. The Panthers, I mean, good luck, Bryce Young. And the Bucks, they could probably be in that conversation too, as far as one of the worst teams. You trotting out Baker Mayfield. Todd Bowles is your head coach. The Jets, seeing how that worked out. But Todd Bowles, excellent defensive coordinator, though. I'm not knocking Todd Bowles. Just don't know if he's the man suited enough to run a team. I don't know. My unpopular opinion. But this kind of how I may work of this division, Coach? What do you think?
Saints, I think, probably will end up actually 9-8. But and I think the
Mm,
Panthers and the Bucks are going to switch because even though you're talking about Baker Mayfield, the Panthers have a rookie quarterback, so that's
yeah,
why I would put them behind the Bucks for that purpose only. So, but that's about it.
yeah. This is a this is definitely a weak division. But we'll see. We'll see, man. We shall see, man. But now, real quick though, I know people we're talking about Bryce Young, and his height as far as quarterback play is concerned. Do you feel like Bryce Young can really succeed at this level in with the Panthers?
Can he succeed? Yes, because of the rules of the game. Yes.
Mhm.
So, and don't forget, I mean, people talk about size. Um, Doug Flutie was about the same size, and he played in a much tougher era. Um,
Absolutely.
Drew Brees is maybe what, an inch taller. So it's a matter of how do you scheme? What's your schematics when you with your offense and the pieces that you put around him and his offensive line. Now, if his offensive line continues to allow defenses to get to the quarterback and he gets smacked around, then yeah. But if they can at least protect him, he's more than adequate enough right now to get the ball to the right places. He's smart. He knows how to
Baker
read a
Mayfield.
defense. I thought you said
I
what you
mean,
call it with the Panthers
the
with
Panthers.
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young. I mean, my
Yeah,
fault.
that's
Yeah,
that's what I was talking about.
yeah.
Bryce Young is smart enough. He knows how to read a defense. So
Mhm.
I don't fault him there. It's just he has to get experience and in time.
Their
I think
offensive line isn't that good though either, Coach.
that's what I just said.
Yeah.
If
So
if the offensive line allows them to get smacked around, then there's going to be an issue. But if they can gel and give him some protection, and you put pieces around him, then yeah, he's more than adequate enough to be a NFL caliber quarterback. But if we're basing it on right now today, but you said initially, is he able? Does he have the skill set to be a quarterback in this league? Yes, he does.
okay. Yeah, I'm a little worried about him though, because um,
Well, then you need to be worried about Anthony Richardson too.
yeah.
Because if you're talking about being injured, and that's the thing, like, I mean, I get it. I know injuries happen, and I get it. We say he has an injury history, but the thing about it is, I do not worry about players getting hurt. I can't, because if that's
Mhm.
the case, then as a coach, you shouldn't be putting them out there to play. Period. Case closed. So, but that's
Absolutely.
me. That's how I look at it. So I just have to take injuries out of my equation as a determining factor.
Nah, Breezy,
Yes.
you ain't missed the basketball content yet. Appreciate you, bro. We coming on a little bit late. NFL reality check. What's good, man? Appreciate you, man. If you don't mind hitting that like and subscribe button. My first time seeing you in here, but I do appreciate you joining the show and joining the conversation. But we're gonna go around the NFL and get and do our annual prediction show. Me and Coach Ed and our fallen brother, RIP Jeffy T85. We did a show similar to this last season. So we're just gonna continue with that tradition, do our little previews. Then we're gonna get into some college football, and then basketball is coming up too. I know they still playing the
Mm.
USA. And there's some interesting things going on there. I'm interested to see what my man Big Fan Breezy thinks about Mikal Bridges leading the U.S. squad in a win over the weekend. But where we at? All right, NFC North. let's get into the NFC North real quick, and then we're gonna get into the NFC East, and then we're gonna do our Giants Cowboys preview. Minnesota. I, I think Minnesota's getting a little bit disrespected. They added Jordan Addison. I think their defense, yeah, I get it, but offensively, they're gonna put up points. They're gonna win games. Detroit, I hear the Detroit hype. I was hearing it on Twitter today. I've been hearing it around. I was hearing it at the draft with some of the Detroit fans. Look, y'all want to talk about the Giants not proving you nothing? What in the hell is Detroit Lions giving anybody any faith, that they're going to be winners of this division? I think they'll be a good team. I have them at 9-8. They could easily push for 10, even 11 wins if things shake out the right way. But you can't just dismiss the Packers. You can't just dismiss the Bears, who added a lot of talent around Justin Fields. We'll just have to wait and see what he can be as a QB. But I'm not buying into this Detroit hype, Coach. I'm not buying they're better than the Giants. I'm not buying they're even better than the Vikings or, hell, even the Packers in their division. I think they're about right there. I think offensively, yeah, they do have a good offensive line. They do have talent on the offensive side of the ball. But defensively, I don't think they're there yet. I don't think they're quite there yet defensively. And we all know in the playoffs, defense going to win you championships. Coach, am I off? Think in the way I'm thinking about this Lions team or this division as a whole? Because I was going back and forth with cats today, and I'm like, nah, I'm not buying this Detroit hype.
I mean, you're entitled to your belief, and I understand where you're coming from. I disagree with you. I actually think Detroit, because you said something that Detroit is not better than the Giants, but they play in a different division. So based on that alone, I'm actually saying they're going to be 11-6. I actually think Green Bay will be 10-7, and Detroit,
Wow.
I mean Minnesota right now is 9-8, 8-9. Chicago, I think Chicago also might be a little bit better around the 8 win, but 7 wins is fine. I mean, I get where you're going. But yeah, I put Detroit 10, 11 wins. And then Green Bay is like right there, a game behind them. And then Minnesota is a game behind behind Green Bay. And look, Minnesota, number one, you still have Kirk Cousins as your quarterback. You now no longer have Dalvin Cook. I understand, they feel that they have more than suitable replacements, but still, that's a big question
that is a
to
big
me.
loss.
That's a big loss. Now Detroit, you talked about their defense. Now they did add pieces. Now they do have to develop and fit. But all they have to do with their offense, and that's why I say that they're going to win that division, they just have to be average as a defense. They don't have to be elite. They could be slightly below average. And what do I mean by that? If you were talking about rankings that they were 16 or 17 in the league, or even if you want to say close to 20, say they're 19, their offense is still good that they're going to get wins. So that's why I say, okay, 11-6, you want to say 10-7, okay, that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. But I look at it as Detroit, Green Bay. Yes, I do like Jordan Love. I really do. There's just something about this kid. I wish he would have had the opportunity years ago to play, but I understand you had Aaron Rodgers. He's a bad man. So, but I'm. No, that's if you don't know, that's Stephen
I
A.
know,
Smith.
yeah, I know,
All right,
I know,
yeah.
I know.
So, but that's why I look at it in that regards in terms of the Lions.
Lions 8-9 wins. A lot of people are buying in Green Bay. I'm not all the way there with you guys. I got them at 8-9. I think that's
They also
fair.
have a very, very good defense. I mean, not very.
They do.
They have a
Very
good
good
defense.
defense.
So that's what's going to keep them in Chicago. Because I mean they do have some skill there. They do have some talent there. it's just really getting it all together and gelling. So, no
Yeah,
almighty, we're not getting Mike Evans. It makes no sense to get Mike Evans. We can't afford him.
what's
It
good, Almighty?
makes no sense at all right now to go out and get him. Let's go with what we have first, and then later on, if we're one piece away, NYG, we were talking about that earlier and today. So
Yeah,
you know, right now it doesn't make sense, man. I mean, and I get it. He's a very good wide receiver, but he's making $13 million a year, and we're at what now, $9 million in cap space. And I just read
hmm
that with Logan Ryan, I think he had a grievance for $3 million, and last year it was like $1.5 million we put on the books for him, and he was awarded $1.5 million on the books for us for this year. So now you got to
Oh
take that
wow,
off of the books.
wow.
So it's
Mm.
like okay. So, but
Mm-mm-mm.
again, that's my opinion with Mike Evans. But go ahead. I know you got to keep going.
Yeah, Mike Evans, Almighty. I'm with Coach on this one. I just don't think we need Mike Evans. I think the roster that the Giants have built, um, with the skill position players they have, we're not Mike Evans. We're not a Mike Evans away. I don't think. I think, you know, they got first of all they got to see what they have and some of the young talent that they acquired in Jalen Hyatt. We still got to see what we can get out of Wanda Robinson. You know, we got Paris Campbell in here. We got Hodgins. Like, let these guys get a shot. You bring in Mike Evans in here now. Yeah, I get it. He's going to take attention. I understand the football dynamics of it, but you got to also understand the locker room dynamics of it. You know what I'm saying? And now you're pushing some of these other guys down the depth chart. In order to give Mike Evans playing time and to feed his needs. He's going to want the football. So you're also putting pressure on your quarterback. I don't like the dynamics of it. And yeah, the Buccaneers are screwed. I do agree with that. Don't need Evans, need the money, spread the money in other places, swing tackle, linebacker, O linebacker, D line. I agree, Tommy. We don't need Mike Evans. Let Mike Evans play it out in Tampa, and let's see what happens there. But if he somehow becomes a free agent, or maybe if the Giants decide at the trade deadline, the Bucks are really bad and they're just trying to offload and get something for this guy, and maybe Joe Shane can swing a third or fourth round pick for Mike Evans. Hey, do it. I don't think it's gonna happen, but if you could pull something like that off, okay. But right now, I just want to see the team as it is right now. That being said, let's get into the NFC East. Are you ready? I know it's going to piss a lot of people off. Giants, Cowboys, because when I throw these record predictions up there, Coach, these NFC East.
Sure. I mean, I get you.
All right. This is what I got it. This is how I got it right here. Giants 12-5. I got Philly at 10-7. I could see them winning 11 or even 12 games too. So don't get mad. Don't start crying, Philadelphia fans. I do got them in the playoffs. Washington and Dallas, those records could easily be flipped, but I'm gonna give the Commanders a little bit of love here. Even though I don't like them, I think they're gonna be a little bit better than Dallas this year. And look, Dallas is talented. We all get it. Their defense is so good, yada yada yada. I'm hearing all the whining and the nonsense from the Cowboys fans and from the Giants fans who want to be Cowboy fans, and I'm just it's nauseating. Look, man, this team right here has a turnover at the offensive coordinator position. The quarterback is, in my opinion, regressing. Their offensive line will be solid. Are they as good as they used to be? No. You're missing Ezekiel Elliott, who in that second game, he was killing the Giants. That second game they played, Zeke Elliott was running on the Giants defense. So you're missing him now. He's with the Patriots. You're putting all of it on Tony Pollard. Now the defense in the secondary with Gilmore and Diggs, they can be got. They're not lockdown corners, in my opinion. And if you're looking at this game in particular, Giants, Cowboys, if you stop Dallas's running game and you make them one-dimensional, 9 out of 10 times you're going to beat them. Because their quarterback ain't who everybody thinks he is. And I'm willing to bet that he'll turn back into the whack Dak, as Tommy put it in the chat, if you put him in a situation where he has to carry that team. That team has been living off of their running game. People do not understand this. Ever since they signed Zeke, that's why Jerry Jones kept drafting offensive linemen. Because he knows that if you don't have that line is not on point, Dak Prescott is not that type of quarterback. Philadelphia, yeah, they'll be good. They'll be in the mix. Like I said, they could push for 11, 12 wins. They could possibly be over the division, over the Giants. I could see it. But I'm not seeing it on this particular show. Heart of the City, y'all hit that like button, man. We about New York sports over here, and I'm giving the Giants some love, and I'm going 12-5. Call me a homer, as they say, but I got the Giants winning this division and challenging the San Francisco 49ers for the number 1 seed in the NFC. How you see it, Coach? Am I tripping? Probably, but I don't care.
First of all, I hope your prediction of the Giants winning the division outright comes to fruition. But I disagree with you in your whole layout. The Giants and Philly will both be 13-4, but Philly will win the division and win the conference. The Giants will be the number 2. Dallas, I actually think Dallas is going to come in at around 10 wins, maybe pushing 11 wins, but realistically 10 wins. Washington, around 8 wins. 8 wins. I'm going to leave them at 8 wins. That's just how I see it overall. The Giants, we're going to surprise teams, based on our schedule. I know everyone talks about, we have a brutal schedule, but I've been saying 13-4, 4-2 in the division. We're going to lose to Seattle, Miami, and we're going to split with Washington and Philadelphia. That's it. I've been saying that's what I believe.
I think the Eagles, check it out, man. And where's my thing? I got Giants and Philly both 4-2 in the division. So that means the Cowboys and Washington are 2-4. Now, one quick thing I want to look at here is the Eagles' schedule. The Eagles are playing the Chiefs, 49ers, Seahawks.
Same as us.
Of course, they're playing a division. They're also playing
everything else they're playing. We play
Jets,
AFC
Dolphins.
East. AFC East.
Outside of the Chiefs, we don't play the Chiefs, and we don't play. It's one more interdivision game. I think it is. I can't find it right now. The Vikings. That's who it is. We don't play the Vikings either. So
yeah, we play the Raiders and the Saints.
Yeah. So look, I'm thinking Philadelphia is going to regress. and it's because I don't believe in their coach, and I think that them losing those coordinators are gonna play into a big. They're not going to go 13-4 again. I don't think this team is built like a team that's gonna just dominate the NFL. I don't think they're gonna do what the Chiefs are doing in Kansas City. Um, that takes an extraordinary head coach and a great quarterback, much like they did in New England, to constantly stay on top of not only your division, but your conference. That's what the Chiefs are doing now. That's what the Pats did back in the 2000s. I don't think Philly's that team. They lost pieces on the offensive line, like you said. They lost
They
pieces on
lost
defense.
right guard.
So, you know what I mean?
But the thing about it is, when you look at the first and foremost, the NFC overall, we have to be honest, man. The NFC is not as strong when you compare it to the AFC. Now, when
I
you go
agree.
over to the AFC, and because they're playing the Chiefs and the AFC East, they have enough talent, even with an average quarterback, to beat the Jets. I'm sorry, they do. Same thing with the Dolphins. The Pats don't have the talent. Now, if you want to say the Bills, I mean, their coaching staff is good. So that's why I look at it. They do have the talent to match up there. And that's why it's like, you know what, we for everything that we talk about the Eagles, and we don't want to see them well. And I hope I'm wrong, and you guys can come back and coach you were wrong and smash pie in my face. I hope y'all do. Please. But that's just how I see it. Dallas, I think, is the issue, like you said before, about the running game. Once you take them away, and then Dak Prescott. I mean, Philly's
Mm-hmm.
offense, though, no matter what they built that system around Hurts in terms of giving him the pieces, and I think that they have a better overall skill set than Dallas does,
Mm-hmm.
and that means in the running backs, because they have the multi-set in running backs, the tight ends, and receivers. And
Mm-hmm.
Dallas will argue, oh, well, we have Gallup and we have, what's his name, Cooks, and you have CD Lamb. Who do the Eagles have? Well, their two top receivers far and away blow away everything that they have in their receiving. Sorry, they do. We already know about
Mm-hmm.
Devonta Smith. We all wanted him with the Giants. So, and Brown, come on, man, that's a dog right there. He really is. So, and defensively is going to be the question. But a lot of their players that they're going to be counting on are younger. So but you still have their edge rushers, and for everything that we want to say about their cornerbacks, even though they're older, they're veteran guys who will get the young guys in position. So that's why I look at, in terms of the full scope of their whole record. I mean their schedule. That's what I'm basing it off of. Just like you did, that's what I did,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I think that they're going to be in first again, unfortunately, and we're going to come in second, even though we're both going to have the same identical record. And I've been saying this for the longest while.
Yeah. I'm not there with you.
No, I understand. I understand.
I'm going with the New York Giants.
I know why you going there. I know why you going there. Stop it. Stop it. I know why you doing it too. So just don't get in trouble.
yeah,
But
yeah.
before I forget two things. Number one, if you guys did not see Darren Waller's interview on the Pivot today, you definitely need to go watch it. I mean, it was very good, very insightful. I mean, I learned a little bit more about him, and I see why he is the way he is, and I'm glad he's a Giant. And the number two thing I wanted to announce, I mean, I even got the video where she's saying it, but Kay Adams says every Tuesday, Daniel Jones is going to be on her show. So
Mm,
she announced it today on the New York
wow.
rival with El Jefe and Vibes Eli in a group.
Mm,
But yeah, that's a good look for Eli. I mean for DJ to be on there. So we'll definitely be tapping in to check that out. So
Oh, most def, man. Most
So
def,
I
man.
just wanted to put that out there for everyone since we're talking Giants. So
Yeah, we definitely talking Giants now, and we're gonna get into this Giants Cowboys preview. Um, so, but that's how I got it, man. I got the
yeah, let's
Giants
go.
12-5. Philly ten
You
and
know I
seven
love
now.
I love that Dallas at the end. You know I do. As much as I hate that organization, and you know, for me to put them up there, it's really hard for me. But
Yeah. Now, real quick to sum it all up, the playoff teams. I got the 49ers, the Giants, the Vikings, the Saints, Seahawks, Eagles. So I still got Philly making the playoffs, so don't cry. And the Lions. You know what I'm saying? So those are my playoff teams. Now, if the order switches, that's okay because I still predicted it. But it's 49ers, Eagles, 49ers, Seahawks, Giants, Eagles, Vikings, Lions, Saints in the playoffs for the NFC. I got the Commanders, Packers, Cowboys on the bubble. So that's how I kind of see it. I don't see the Rams, Cardinals, Bears, Falcons, Panthers, or Buccaneers challenging for any type of playoff spot this season, but I could be wrong. Now, in the AFC, I have the Bengals, Ravens, Bills, Jets, Chiefs, Chargers, Jaguars. I could easily see Pittsburgh in the mix. I got them at 9-8. The Miami Dolphins 10-7. They could be in the mix as well. Broncos 9-8 could also be in the mix. And also, we talked about Tennessee in the mix, not only for their division, but a actual playoff spot. I got them finishing at 10-7. So to recap, Bengals, Ravens, Bills, Jets, Chiefs, Chargers, Jaguars as my playoff teams. Any smoke with that?
I mean, of course, a couple of them are different, but I get it. I understand. Makes sense. I think I have what? I have the Eagles, Giants, 49ers, Saints, Lions. I think I have the Packers in Seattle, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I do have the
Yeah.
Lions making the playoffs, and I do have the Eagles making the playoffs. I just don't have them winning their divisions. Now, I think that's where we differ. You have the Lions winning the North and the Eagles winning the East. I think that's the difference. But we'll see. We'll see. I think we got both of the playoff teams right, though, for the most part. But we always get surprises in the NFL from year to year, man. So let's get it going, man. I'm getting y'all hype, man. Let's get this going, man, for this NFL season, man. Giants, Cowboys, Sunday night, 8:20 p.m. Let's get into the matchups here. Coach, what is the key matchup for you as far as this Giants Cowboys matchup is concerned? Because like I said, I was watching the game, rewatching the game that they played, the second game that they played earlier today, and I just think that the Giants definitely have to shut down their running game. That I think that's one of the keys for defensively. Offensively, they got to capitalize on Cowboy mistakes. They had chances in that game to capitalize on two turnovers. One, the Cowboys went for it on fourth down, didn't make it. And then the other one was a Dak Prescott interception. The Giants could not capitalize on those opportunities early in the game. So I definitely think that offensively, obviously, Evan Neal, Tommy put in the chat, Thomas Neal needs to get with the program. Yeah, Evan Neal is the key on the line. But if he is just average, and Smits and the rest of these guys hold up, I think the Giants run away with this game, man. But coach, you're the coach. You've coached this game. You've studied this game, and you know a lot more than I do about football. So I'm gonna turn it over to you. What are some of your key matchups in this Giants Cowboys game Sunday night at 8:20?
Well, you already. It's always one. What I always talk about the trenches. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, both sides of the ball. We have to win the line of scrimmage. Plain and simple. Like you were saying earlier, take away their running game, but we have to. Our running game has to be able to be effective, and what that's going to do is force them to load up the box. Because once they do that, then even if we're in 12 personnel, we're in 13 personnel, we could flex out if we want to, or if we're staying in two inline tight ends in 12 personnel, it balances out their defense. It makes it harder for them to go full bore in going after the quarterback. You can get good play action off of that and then get the ball downfield. You still have Waller because he can ride the seams. Don't forget about Bellinger. And then you could put any receivers on the outside just to go vertically if you want to. You can run some mesh routes, concepts, anything of that nature offensively. But we have to win the line of scrimmage, and we have to offensively we have to win, and then defensively we have to control them, not allow them to be able to run the ball, because then they can get into their play action. We want to make them one dimensional and get after Dak Prescott. So that's number one. Number two, if we get any short field opportunities, whether it's a good punt return, turnover at downs, or a turnover, we have to score touchdowns, not field goals.
Yes.
Touchdowns. I mean, that's vitally important because that puts so much pressure on them, especially if we're getting into turnovers, that they're going to press not to try and create a turnover, and they're just not going to be effective in whatever aspect, passing the ball. They're going to be a little bit tentative in terms of their passing. So, to me, those are some of the big key things. Receivers have to catch the ball. Drops, no, we can't be having drops. We have to, the ball hit your hands in a good position. You have to squeeze the football and bring it into your body and secure it so the defense doesn't knock it away. And let's be real, our rookie quarterbacks are going to have to step up and handle the bright lights. And
Absolutely.
they cannot crack under it. And let it go, bro. You're gonna make a mistake. You're a rookie. We're expecting it. No problem, man. Learn from your mistakes and go, because they're going to test you. They are definitely going to test you. So be prepared for it. Trust your techniques. Play your keys no matter what. If you're one-on-one, back to the quarterback, head to eyes on the receiver. Receiver's hands goes up. When that ball hits his hands, shoot your hands in between his and knock the ball away. If you can get your head around, make a play on the ball. It's really that simple. Don't make it too hard, too complicated. Bobby Okereke, man, when you see the alley open up, attack it in the run game. Just go. Play free and be physical in the run game. And, I said it earlier, we got to own the line of scrimmage, but Dexter, be a beast, bro. Oh, and Leo. Leo, people are sleeping on you. Now's your opportunity because you're playing for a contract. Yo, bro, step up. Step up, bro. And I mean, we can sit here and talk about the interior of our offensive line and Neil, but you know what? I think Neil is wants to redeem himself, and I have confidence he's going to do what he needs to do to redeem himself. He's not going to give up 3 sacks in a game. No. If he gives up 1, okay. People don't go crazy if that happens. It happens. Sacks happen. He's going to give up a sack. Okay. But as long as he, moves forward and nothing else happens after that, great. I'll take that, and we come out with the win. He gives up 1 sack. I'm happy. So those are my keys. Go ahead, bro. You got it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Coach. And two, like you said, um, they got to capitalize on those opportunities that they get. So many games that the Giants and Cowboys play, these fluke plays happen, and then the Giants end up being on the opposite end of it. The losing end of an interception, a fumble, or whatever have you. They've got to capitalize on some of these plays. But when I watched that game, the Giants had some players out there that aren't on NFL rosters right now. Tyree Phillips was our starting. He's on the practice squad. We had Nick Gates, who is on the Commanders right now, out there offensive line. We had Kenny Galladay starting at wide receiver. Richie James. In the second game.
Tommy? I'm sorry, Tommy, his last post. Is he saying Tyron Smith is out? Did you hear about that? I didn't hear about that.
I thought he was playing.
I'm gonna look it up. Okay.
But
go ahead, finish what you're saying. I'm sorry.
No, in that game though, speaking of Smith, we had Jalen Smith as our starting linebacker. You know what I'm saying? O'Shane Zimenez as our starting edge rusher because Azeez Ojulari didn't play in that game. So it's things like this that I look at and I say, you know what? We just had a little bit better talent. Well, guess what? We do now. And guess what? We have definitely closed that quote-unquote gap that Joe Shane was talking about when we got into this offseason. So now, real quick, Nimmer says, I heard it was NFL. I heard about it was NFL Total Access.
I'm trying to read it now. Bleacher Report. They shut him down due to a back injury. This was. Oh no! Wait a minute. This is old. I'm sorry. No. Yeah, this says August 22nd, 2023. Why is it saying 2017? I can't find anything. I mean, I guess we'll find out. I know who that actually is. I can't find anything.
Yeah, I don't see anything. He exited Monday's practice with an apparent injury. This is from the Star. I guess it's a Cowboys blog.
Same thing with
says Dallas. Tyler Smith is what I'm looking at, not Tyron Smith. Tyler Smith.
Oh, okay.
Tyler Smith, the guard. Okay, there we go. Now we cleared it up. Yeah, Tyler Smith. So, which is still big news, man, because you're going up against Dex and Leonard Williams. So yeah, hamstring. Yep, Tommy. Yeah, you're right. I did see it now. Tyler Smith is out. So huge news there. But what's your predictions for this game? Let's just go ahead and get this out the way.
Giants will score 28 to 30 points, and Dallas will score 21 to 24 points, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, I got it 35-28. I think it's going to be a bit of a high-scoring affair. Yes, sir. Great news for us. Yeah, great news for that defensive line of the Giants. So, but yeah, that's how I got it. That's how I see it, man. I think the Giants are going to make a statement here, and that's going to carry this team throughout this season. They'll have some ups and downs. That's why I have them at 12-5, because I think they're going to have some periods where, they don't look as good, whether due to injuries or just, the log of, the NFL season. But Tommy says 24-17 Giants backyard brawl. I could see that happening as well. But I think despite what we say about the Cowboys, they do have talent. They are going to score points. They are going to win games just based on talent alone. I just don't have no faith in this squad as far as contending for a Super Bowl. That's my unpopular opinion. Y'all hit that like button, man. Let's get into these dang on Jets and Bills, and then we're going to get into Coach's Corner and get up out of here. Jets, Bills. Yeah, and I know basketball. It's just not enough basketball news right now. I know Breezy wanted to jump on and talk basketball, but honestly, the only real news I got besides rehashing most of the conversations that we've had about basketball, which is, the Knicks trades, Nets trades, possible record predictions. But much like we're doing this NFL preview show, I'm going to do a whole basketball stream just previewing the NBA. When it gets closer to the season, maybe about a month out, I would say around that time period, we're going to come on and we're going to do a basketball stream for the basketball fans out there. And we'll do it like that. So since I had to come on a little bit later, we're just going to knock this NFL stuff out. And then we will be back, of course, next Tuesday, man, for the recap, Giants, Jets games, and all the latest news in New York City area sports. But Jets, Bills, real quick. How you think this is going to shake out, Coach? What are some of the key matchups in this Jets Bills game right here?
Josh Allen versus the Jets defense, number one.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron Rodgers, is he going to be able to elevate the level of play for the Jets offense? You have a lot of key pieces there, but Josh Allen, we all know he's turnover prone. So, can the Jets get after him? Can they create turnovers? Sauce Gardner and one-on-one, Diggs. I mean, that's a big one to me right there. I ain't gonna lie, I'm intrigued to see that. I'm definitely intrigued to see that. But the rest of the Jets defense getting after the Buffalo Bills, Quentin Williams. I mean, can they handle him up front?
Mm-hmm.
Can Buffalo? So we already know that is not playing. So for the Bills at edge, he's out with his injury. So
Von Miller.
Yeah. So, and then, of course, the Jets offensive line, can they protect Rodgers? Can they open up running lanes? Because if the Jets can get their running game going with Breece Hall and Cooks, I really do think it's going to be a long day for the Bills. I really do, because that sets up the play action for the Jets. And Rodgers is good with play action. He's very good with play action. So, and that's going to slow down any pass rush, and that's what a 40-year-old quarterback loves. You know what? I want to have a clean face. So, and, getting that ball downfield to Wilson and Lazard and, all the other little key acquisitions that they brought in, and their tight ends. I mean, if the offensive line is keeping him clean, and then, like I said, Josh Allen, is he turning the ball over? Is he throwing one interception, or is he throwing three interceptions? So, because he can easily do all of that. So, those are some of the key notes, if you want to say.
Yeah, I think in this matchup, Jets Bills, I am looking definitely at this Jets defense. This is what people are saying, the best defense in the NFL. And you're going up against a Buffalo team that as I mentioned earlier in the program, that is a top 5 offense in this league. Top 5 offense, top 5 defense, statistically, year in and year out. So, and what some or most would consider to be a top 5 quarterback in this league in Josh Allen. So I'm looking at that. If this Jets team wants to make a statement, go out there and shut down the Buffalo Bills offense. Don't just win the game. I want you to go down there and shut down this offense because, the tough talk by Sauce Gardner and some of these Jets players, their coach, Rob Saleh, is a defensive minded head coach. So go out there, unleash your defense, shut down Buffalo's offense, and go win the game. Now, whether they do that or not is another story. And this game is it in Buffalo?
No, it's in New York. It's Monday night in New York.
That's right. I'm gonna get this one to the Jets. I got it 21-20. I think the Jets win. I'm gonna say 24-21. I think the Jets win on the last second field goal. But this is a key, much like the Giants Cowboy game. This is a key game for the Jets to go out there and make a statement because, just having Aaron Rodgers ain't good enough. You got to go out there and you got to show you got to win games. What's up, Lou? What's good, bro? Appreciate you coming through, man. Definitely going to chop it up with you, man. We do have the reservations made for the Big Blue Crew going to be at the MetLife Stadium game for the Giants-Jets game, October 29th. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And I will be posting some flyers out there here in the next few days. Hopefully, if I can get things together. I'll be working, man. It'd be a lot of work going on out here in the background, but we definitely getting things done, man. But shout out to Lou, shout out to G Nation, shout out to the Big Blue Crew, of course, man. We are a unit, man, strong unit, man, brothers, man. Shout out to Alex. I was on Alex's show last night, his preview show as well. So we the Big Blue Crew, man. Chopping it up with us, man. Appreciate all y'all for chiming in. But definitely Jets versus Bills. I could see Buffalo winning, but I think the Jets are going to get this one, man. I do, man. I think it's a different era for New York sports right now, for New York football, for New York basketball, for New York sports in general. Appreciate you, Bookends, man. Yeah, man. I appreciate you stopping by to hit that like button. Yeah, I know we're a little bit late tonight, and I do apologize for that. But, I'm going to always do this show regardless or not. You know what I'm saying? If possible, if I could do this show, I'm going to do it. Whether it's late, on time, or whatever. But Jets, Bills, definitely got the well, not definitely, but I'm leaning Jets in this one. If I got to give a score prediction, like I said, it's going to be 24-21 Jets. But any other thoughts on this NFL season, Coach, before we get in the coach's corner?
No, nothing. I mean, we covered everything.
I think we did, man, but I'm just going to throw out a few nuggets here. I think a sleeper team, of course, I always like to get my sleepers. I think the Packers definitely are a sleeper team you have to watch for in the NFC. And in the AFC, man, I always go to coaching, man. And when you have Bill Belichick and when you have Mike Tomlin, you can never count out the Patriots and you can never count out the Pittsburgh Steelers. So those are my sleepers, man. If I got to pick as far as who's going to be up for like MVP or whatever, Hey, look, you still got Pat Mahomes out there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people like Joe Burrow from quarterback standpoint. I think Lamar Jackson can have a bounce back season if he can get it going with OBJ and Zay Flowers and that crew over there. I'll look for Lamar Jackson to have a bounce back season and possibly be in an MVP type conversation. Um, and it's going to be interesting this NFL season too, because as we said, the NFC is wide open and the AFC is very, very competitive. And you could see several teams coming out of that division, that conference. But last thing, Super Bowl. We give all our predictions before the season. Don't give me week one overreactions and be like, oh yeah, I want this team to win the Super Bowl. Who is your preseason season? A couple days away. Who you got, Super Bowl coach? I already gave the playoff teams. I think we pretty much aligned there. Who you got in the Super Bowl in February?
Cincinnati and Philadelphia.
Oh no! Oh man! Woo! You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do it, man.
Yeah, I know you're putting the Giants in the Super Bowl.
Not only the Giants, but the damn Jets too. Let's go. Giants and Jets. Super Bowl. What you think?
It would be crazy.
Super Bowl. It will be crazy. It will be blasphemous. It will be ridiculous. It will be, what? Yeah. Giants and Jets, man. I got the Giants and Jets in the Super Bowl this year, man. You know what I'm saying? And that is my honest prediction. For real. I don't want to disrespect Kansas City. I really don't. We was in Kansas City. And definitely, look, the Chiefs, the Chiefs have to be beaten. The Chiefs are the champs until proven otherwise. G Nation, Limmer says Giants Chiefs. G Nation says Cincinnati versus KC. No, Cincinnati versus Philly. What? Yeah. I don't agree with that. I'm going Jets Giants. It's heart of the city, man. I hit that like button, and I'm not doing this out of bias. Look, we went through the schedule, we went through the record predictions, we went through the teams, and look, the Jets and the Giants should both be in the mix in their respective conferences. You know what I'm saying? I got them both in the playoffs. I got the Giants winning the division. I got the Jets as a wild card. But look here, make no mistake about it. The Jets and the Giants both can have two of the top defenses in the NFL this year. And with the offensive weapons that the Giants have and the Jets with Aaron Rodgers, we'll see. Ain't the biggest Aaron Rodgers fan, but he is a former Super Bowl winning quarterback. So he's been there and done that, to be honest with you. And we know that, experience definitely plays a part, especially when you get in the playoffs. Lou says New York Giants versus KC is in his unpopular opinion. I like it. I definitely could see that as well. I could see the Jets. I could see Kansas City. I could see Cincinnati all coming out the AFC, man. But for the purpose of this show and just what I feel in my heart, I think New York need to get some love. And I'm going with the Jets and Giants, man, this year. Could I be right? Yeah. Could I be wrong? Sure. Is this an unpopular opinion? You damn right. And y'all hit that like button. But I do got the Jets Giants in the Super Bowl this year. Could easily see Kansas City, Cincinnati making it. I could see possibly San Francisco. I don't see Philadelphia in it, Coach. You know, the last time a team went back-to-back Super Bowls, that was the Legion of Boom. Cincinnati, Philadelphia don't have no Legion of Boom defense, nor do I think I don't think they're I'm not feeling it, man. I'm not feeling it. The Eagles hype right now. I just don't see it, man. Teams usually when teams come off Super Bowl, it's really hard to get back to that game. Could they be in the NFC Championship? Yeah. Could they be, knocking on the door? Yeah, but I don't see them getting back there. I don't.
What did I say earlier? I hope I'm wrong. And y'all can come back and smash the pie in my face. I will happily do that. But right now, looking at the NFC and the landscape, that's why it's like you're asking me right now today. That's why I'm saying that.
Yeah. We have to do this before the season. Yeah.
Yeah. So once the season kicks off, I mean, yeah, no, exactly. I get it. I just wouldn't have done it. So that's me. So
yeah,
but, you're putting the gun in my head.
I always like these unpopular opinion. I always like the takes. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do over here, or at least what I do. The Eagles are going to take a step back. I think so too, Nimmer. I think they're going to take a step back just because I think they're going to miss them coaches, man. And I just think the injury luck might not be there for them this year as well. You have to go out there and really prove it, man. For real, you got to prove it, man. Back-to-back years in the Super Bowl. And this era, I don't know, man. Don't know about that. But let's get into some college football. Coach, you ready, man? You got it lined up for us, Coach, man. You got the
Yeah, I'm even watching. I'm actually watching a couple of games right now. So, but yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah. No doubt, man. So we're gonna get into it, man. Let's get into Coach's Corner.
Well, we know this weekend was all about college football. The past 5 days, a fool like me was in heaven. All the games that were played, we talked a little bit earlier about the big games, the surprises, so on and so forth. But now we're going to bring it into our local area, and we're going to talk about Rutgers and Syracuse. Now, Syracuse played Colgate on Saturday. And I'm just going to say it was a damn cakewalk, man. They won 65-0. I mean...
Oh, damn.
Exactly. I mean, it's just a total... Now, Colgate is a FCS. They play in the... I think it's called the Liberty Conference. That's, Colgate, Lehigh, Lafayette, schools like that. So, but it's total annihilation. I mean, Syracuse had 677 yards of total offense, while Colgate had 106. I mean, that kind of tells you the full landscape of where it was. Garrett Schrader, a very good day, 18-24, 257 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Carlos Del Rio Wilson, his backup, was 10 of 13, 149 yards, 3 touchdowns. LaQuinton Allen in the rushing game led him. He had 16 carries, 107 yards, 1 touchdown. Ike Daniels was 11 for 63 yards. So, that pretty much sums it up in terms of Syracuse, in terms of um, their play this past weekend. Let me double check who they're playing. Syracuse. They play Western Michigan University on Saturday at home also. So it's going to be an interesting. I don't think it's not going to be an interesting game. If Syracuse does what they're supposed to do, they should come out with the W. So, but hey, kudos to Syracuse. Good way to step up. Coach Babers, is basically, there's so many rumors that he's on the hot seat. Well, if you think he's on the hot seat now, then, that should give you an indication of how he's expecting this season, how he's going to be pushing, his program. Now they need to continue to step up, being that they're playing in the ACC. We already saw what's going on in the ACC with some of the big games. So they're going to be playing some tough competition this year. So, but hey, good job by Syracuse, especially to start off the season. Rutgers played Northwestern, which is also in the Big Ten. So it's a tough situation. Northwestern came in, don't forget that they were dealing with the hazing situation where they ended up firing Pat Fitzgerald, their head coach, earlier. They have an interim head coach, and Rutgers won the game 24-7. They shouldn't have given up that last touchdown late in the game. Very late in the game, they got a muffed punt, and then deep into the territory, Northwestern basically went in. What also prolonged it was their second penalty of the game, Rutgers, a 15-yarder. So that also extended it. But the thing that stood out most about this game for me in terms of Rutgers is Rutgers played a very physical game. They really did dominate this game, to be brutally honest with you. Now, they had 21st down to 13 for Northwestern, but one of the things I'm always big on is third and fourth down efficiency. Northwestern was 5 of 15, which is about 33%, and 1 of 3 in the fourth down, so another 33%. Rutgers was 8 of 18 in third down efficiency, which is about 44%, and they were 3 of 3 on fourth down. So now, in total yards, Rutgers outgained them 285 to 201. But Rutgers, what the heck was that?
What happened, Coach? You good?
Yeah, no, I just started hearing a recording. Sorry.
Oh.
In terms of the rushing, Rutgers ran for 122 yards, but they held Northwestern to 12. And that's a big thing because that means you controlled the line of scrimmage. Rutgers held the time of possession basically 38 minutes to 22 minutes. So that's a big factor in terms of what you're going to see in terms of or for Rutgers. Now, there's one thing I'm going to show you guys a little clip from the game. Rutgers also had the ESPN number 1 in the top 10. And that's Ian Strong catching a touchdown pass, the first touchdown for Rutgers in the back corner where he had his toe tap. You need 1 foot in college. So he got, and it's right in front of the pylon, his left foot before his right foot stepped out. So it was a great catch. But what I want to show you guys is this is what I mean by the level of physicality in terms of Rutgers playing the game. Let me know when you get my screen.
Okay, I got you.
You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is in the game. Watch the running back right here. Kyle Monongai. Kyle is, I think he's like 5'9", 5'10", but he's going to do blitz pickup. Now, again, watch exactly what he does.
Oh.
Exactly, exactly. I'm gonna play it again. That
Yeah,
that
run that back.
and that was. Now I'm also going to say defensively, they got hit with a couple targeting, and they went back and reviewed it, and they had to pull it off because it was just good target hard hitting, and that's how they were playing. But
Mm.
he lifted him off the ground.
Yeah, that's how you
I
get
mean,
in there.
so I mean, but the point I'm making is that's the level of physical play that Rutgers played this whole game, and
Mhm.
I'm to be honest with you, that's what I'm expecting from them for the whole season. I'm expecting them to be physical like that because they're going to need to, especially when you're playing the Ohio States, the Michigan. So you
Yeah.
know, it's definitely going to be a step up. So now next week they host Temple. Temple comes up from Philly, and it's going to be Saturday night. It's going to be 7:30 on the Big Ten Network, and it's actually considered Rutgers' blackout game. They're going to be in all black helmets, jersey,
Oh,
pants, all
okay.
the yeah. So it's a big game. So it's going to be exciting. I wish I could go. I really do, but I doubt if I'll be able to go. So but and one last thing, my school, King, we lost 24-14
Uh,
to Mooresville State from upstate New York. But it's the start of the season, so I mean, a lot of young kids that we're going to be playing there. So it is what it is. Now going over it to the WNBA, kudos to the Liberty. They won today. So they are, I believe they're a game behind. Let me just double check that. I believe they're a game behind the Aces for the number one spot. So let me just double check. Yeah, they're a game behind the Aces right now. So now we need the Aces to lose, and we need to win out so we could end up with the number one seed. But the Aces are also playing the Phoenix Mercury, who are one of the worst teams in the league. So, but I think they have two games with them tonight. The Liberty beat the Dallas Wings down in Dallas, so good win for them. And I think we're closing out with the Mystic. Let me double check the schedule for them. But also, Brianna Stewart today surpassed Diana Taurasi for the most points scored in a season. So definitely a great accomplishment. Yeah, no, we have the Sparks on Thursday and then the Mystics on Sunday. Sunday ends the season for the whole league.
yeah,
But
Sunday is it, right?
yeah, that's it. So
So
right
they pretty
now,
much got it lined up with the
yeah,
NFL starting.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So right now
Smart.
the Liberty are 31-7. The Aces are 32-6. No matter what, the worst the Liberty can end up is the number two seed. That's it. So they're locked in the number two seed. So and if it were to play right now, they would be playing the Washington Mystics because the Mystics are the number seven seed. So that's pretty much what's happening there. One other little side note. I know it's not directly related to us, but it's through the Big Ten. Earlier last week, they had a big volleyball game in the Big Ten where Nebraska hosted the University of Omaha. And the reason why I say this is a big thing is because they broke the record for attendance. They played in the football stadium, Memorial Stadium, and they broke the record where they had 92,000 fans in this paid to watch them
Yeah, I
play
heard about
volleyball.
that. Yeah, the
So
volleyball game. Yeah.
that's a
Hmm.
beautiful thing.
That's
I
what's up.
commend them for that, and it's a beautiful thing. I love it. So and before I forget, in the ACC. The ACC on Friday welcomed in Cal, Stanford, and SMU for next year. So it's going to be interesting. But I mean, you got into the realignment and you're bringing those in. Personally speaking, they did that because if Florida State and those schools that want to leave, and the other schools end up staying, at minimum they're going to end up with 10 teams, which 10 schools, which will still give them have allow them to have a conference. Because if you have 10, you're still going to have a conference. So, and they don't want to end up falling to the wayside, kind of like what happened to the Pac-12. So, but I'll be watching. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. But in the long run, Cal and Stanford are coming in and they're only taking 30% of a payout, and SMU is coming in and they're taking nothing, zero. They're counting on, because they're a private school and they have big donors and they're in the Dallas Fort Worth area, that they're going to be able to survive and they don't need the TV money. From what I heard, they really don't. They do have a lot of financial backing, so they'll be good. And it's going to be for 9 years that they're not going to take a payout, and then after that they'll start taking a payout. So it's going to be interesting overall, especially with the travel. Especially your Olympic teams having to go to California, and then for those schools always going on the East Coast, because other than SMU, the next closest teams are Notre Dame and Louisville, and then everyone else basically is on the East, maybe Pittsburgh. But everyone else is strictly on the Atlantic border. So it's going to be interesting. So that's it.
Mhm.
That's all I have for Coach's Corner, bro.
Yeah, I'm a big ACC guy, man. So, shout out to the Tar Heels, like I said earlier, with the big win over
South
South
Carolina.
Carolina. So, ACC definitely is pointed on the upwards, and I can't wait to college basketball as well, man. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely want to dive into college basketball with you, Coach, because I'm more of a college basketball fan than football, with my Tar Heels. But
I will say this, bro. If Carolina gets out of the ACC, I think they and Duke are headed to the Big Ten, and I also think maybe Miami will go along with them. And one other, I think Virginia might be the other one. But if that happens, I'm sorry, it's going to be a big basketball conference. They can talk about the Big 12 all they want. I mean, when you think about it, Rutgers is on the upswing. Michigan is always good. Michigan State,
Michigan State is
Purdue,
always good. Purdue,
UCLA. Remember, UCLA.
Yeah.
Oregon has been good for the past few years. Maryland is usually a good program. So if you were to bring in North Carolina, Virginia, Duke, and Miami, oh my gosh. So that's why, I with the way realignment is right now, there's the part of me that's like, you know what, just blow up the ACC, man. I'm sorry, just blow it up. Let's get to the two mega conferences.
I don't do the ACC.
No,
like that,
here's
Coach.
the thing. No, bro. No, here's the reason why. Because I really believe it's going to be two mega super conferences and then everyone else. And I would want those schools to be in there, because that's where that TV money is really going to be. Because think about it, right now in the ACC, they're getting between 30 and maybe close to $40 million. In the Big Ten, I think they're going to be getting like 75 to $80 million, and it might even go up to $100 million. And the SEC is pretty much like around 70 to $80 million. So you can't compete financially like that. So that's why I say, you know what, just blow it up. Go to the two conferences. You can do your. They can also break away from the NCAA. The TV money will go along with them. So think about that. Yes, the Big 12. You have some good schools there, but realistically, most people don't really want to see them. They're not going to want to see them anymore. They're just not. And that's not a slight to them. But that's it. Other than basketball, and when you look at basketball, really, in the Big 12, Kansas, maybe Cincinnati, West Virginia is going
Yeah.
down. So it's
Yeah,
like,
it ain't much there. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, they talk about, oh, it's a basketball conference. Baylor, okay, they won the national championship. Texas Tech has been okay, but when you really think about it, if you're going to the big money conferences, man, forget it. Because football wise, they're not going to compete. They can't compete with the Big Ten and the SEC, but they're the third conference, but they're third far and away. So to me, that's why I'm like, you know what? And you might argue the ACC right now, but the way things are going, the ACC is going to blow up, and you're just going to merge with either the Big Ten or the SEC. And I really believe that's the way it's going. And because of the money, you just follow the money.
Mm.
Ooh, Louisville, Georgia
Damn.
Tech is on now.
It's
I know,
unfortunate, man.
I know you're an ACC guy,
I
especially
know, and
when
what they did to the Big East, man. Like, man, the whole Big East, man.
exactly.
I was just like, dang, y'all just be messing up.
See, remember the old Big East. See, people forget the old Big East. Remember, had Miami, Virginia Tech,
Yeah,
Syracuse, Pitt.
yeah.
They had all those
Mm-hmm.
schools, but the ACC came in and raided, and guess what? It's
It's
cyclical.
dang on politics, man, with this stuff here, man. That's what it is, man. But I get it, man. But good stuff, Coach, man.
Mhm.
If you're not already subscribed, go subscribe to Coach Edd's Amazing World of Sports. The link is in the description and also in the chat. So definitely go shout out and subscribe to Coach. Giving you all the latest news and notes on not just college football, but the NFL, the NBA, and various other sports, man. You know what I'm saying? So salute to you, Coach. Definitely appreciate you coming through, man, even though I was a little behind today. But till next week, y'all, man. Look, this is the NFL season now. This is the NFL season. We are here, and look, all the talking and all the chirping and all that stuff, it's just getting started. And definitely keep it locked here on Popular Opinion Sports, man, with me, your host, NYG22, Coach Edd Gladney, man, heart of the city. But any last words, man, Coach, before we get up out of here?
Now I'm just ready for Sunday, man. Just
Yeah,
so
me
ready
too,
for
man.
Sunday.
ready for Thursday, and
Yeah,
then
Thursday.
Sunday, and then Monday, and then we
Yeah,
all
I'll be
to the
streaming. I'll
races.
be streaming Thursday's game anyway. So me and Randy are going to be streaming it.
Okay, bet. You know what I'm saying?
So I
I
know
would
I'm streaming
definitely
it, and Lou's also streaming it too. He said so.
Lou and Pat. I know
Yeah.
they're gonna do the games. And catch me 11:45
Mm-hmm.
a.m. for Giants Conversation. I will be previewing the Giants game, and we're gonna talk all about the first week of the NFL. Not just the Giants Cowboys, but it is a preview show to the leading up to the 1 o'clock games. We'll usually do an hour show, break off, and then go head over to Lou, Joel, and Pat as they call a
Mm-hmm.
1 o'clock game. And then, I think Lou or Pat will be calling the night game, the Giants game, but I usually
Mm-hmm.
don't get on streams when the Giants are playing because I don't know how to act.
Well, you will in that Jets game.
Oh yeah, y'all gonna see it for real. Y'all gonna see it up close and personal. Y'all gonna see what my wife see. The real NYG. Nah, I was just playing, man. But it's all fun. But definitely appreciate y'all coming through, man. Shout out to my chat, man. As always, Neymar, man, holding the chat down all week. All stream long. Can't wait to beat the Cowgirls. Absolutely, man. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to Nimmer, man. Go follow Nimmer on Twitter. Excellent Twitter follow. Always in the Twitter spaces, man. Holding it down. Of course, Big bro Lou, you know what I'm saying? New York Giants versus KC. I feel you on that one, bro, man. Definitely go sub to G Nation Inside Sports. We are the Big Blue Crew. Bookend tackles. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate Tommy for one. Tommy always holding it down in the chat. Appreciate you, bro. Almighty Finesse. Appreciate you coming through as well. Big fan, Breezy, man. That's my other bro right there. Appreciate you coming through. I know we couldn't touch on a lot of basketball this stream, but don't worry, the basketball content is coming, man. It's just slow right now. It's really slow. Not a lot of news, not a lot of rumors, but I'm sure we'll get something worth talking about here pretty soon.
Christian Wood just
Outside
signed
of
with the Lakers.
who?
Christian Woods. He just
Woods,
signed with the
really,
Lakers.
really, wow. I know a lot of Nets fans was asking for him last season, so that's interesting.
Yeah, Woods is signed. What is it? Signed for will earn $2.7 million with the Lakers, and he has a player's option for $3 million. And this is on Bleacher Report.
Okay.
And Anthony Rizzo got shut down for the rest of the year. Woohoo!
Man, you know what? Okay, 2-year deal. Okay. Okay, interesting. Yeah, still waiting on the Dame Lillard news to drop. If they gonna move on from Dame Lillard, I'm sure that'll be a hot topic. And also, I do have some unpopular opinions about the Nets, but I'm gonna save those for a video. So that being said, man, we're gonna roll up out of here, man. Appreciate all y'all coming through, man. Until next Tuesday night, remember, catch me 11:45 a.m. Sunday, man, for Giants Conversations. We're going to be on there. We're going to be talking Giants. We're going to be talking NFL Week 1, man. So all you NFL fans, come through, pull up, man, Sunday, man. Get your coffee, man. Wake up, man. Get your coffee, get your breakfast, man. Whatever it is you do, man, and tune in as I get y'all ready for Week 1 of the NFL season. But till next time, man, we up out of here. Peace.